Should every adult American get $300,000? Good idea or bad idea? Did you know that there's $100 trillion total in America? Evenly spread that amongst all Americans, that's $300,000 per person. An even spread of all the money, I call that the true middle class. Here's why that's more important than ever. Artificial intelligence, you've heard of it, AI. This is the death blow to the shrinking middle class. The elite are investing billions of dollars into AI to make the middle class obsolete. Our services are no longer required. Now, you might think, hey, I got a white collar job, that doesn't affect me. It's easier for AI to replace a trucker's accountant than the trucker himself. No one is safe. I'm in IT, I do software development. We're the first casualty. AI is software that can reprogram itself. But the nail in the coffin is CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. That's when the government makes paper cash money banned, outlawed, illegal. You'll be forced to use one digital bank that's completely controlled by the government, and they can freeze or drain your bank account at any time for any reason. Every single nation on the planet is implementing their own CBDC. In America, the software that will run it is called FedNow. They haven't activated it for CBDC, but the software is already in place. They just need to turn on the switch. Why would we sign off on that? If it was a crisis, a war, a famine, a pandemic, food shortage, natural disaster, or a financial crisis like AI destroying the shrinking middle class. So, what on earth are we to do about this? We, the middle class, need to create a parallel economy. And what is that? Think about the Amish. You know how they're self sufficient? No, they can't defend themselves militarily in a war, but they are largely self sufficient. And have you heard of Black Wall Street? In the early 1900s, there was something called Black Wall Street. And at that time, many black Americans had little or no access to the economy, so they created their own doctors, lawyers, bricklayers, teachers. Anything that you needed could be found within Black Wall Street. I'll give you a controversial example. Al Capone, the mafia, the criminal underworld is exactly that, an underworld, a parallel economy. Someone gets shot. What do they say? Don't take me to the hospital. Hire a doctor off the books. That doctor is operating in a parallel economy. Now, one does not simply build a parallel economy. So, who's going to build it? I say the youth. The youth have the energy, they have the incentive, they stand the most to gain. If we help them build the parallel economy, they will help us move towards that 300,000. I think that's a good deal. So, how will they do that? How are we going to stay one step ahead of AI? For one thing, we will use AI for our purposes. We will create a fun and addictive mobile game called Flow. It's like Monopoly Go or Coin Master with a twist. Everything you can do in this game, there's a direct connection to the real world to make real money. Ever wonder what President Trump is hiding in his tax returns, paying little to nothing in taxes? It's in this game. Ever wonder what a trust fund baby is? It's in the game. Ever wonder what Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, what that's all about? It's in this game, along with a direct connection to the real world services to use it for you to make real money. So, how are we going to get that 300,000? Well, we got options. You can get it in USD. Caveat there is the CBDC. So for that reason, we created a new currency called USA. It's like the US dollar, except the government can't inflate it. If you didn't know, the government intentionally targets a 2% inflation rate. We know it's higher than that now. But let's say it was only 1%, the government would start printing money to get it to 2%. So USA is a digital currency. It's a cryptocurrency. It is not Bitcoin. It is a US dollar, except the government can't inflate it. So how are we going to get there in more detail? You got to pick USD or USA. In USD, the Make Wealth Real program already exists. We are in partnership with them, and in their program, they've identified both the strategies and the services that the wealthy have been using for decades, but they've customized it for ordinary people. Ordinary meaning from working paycheck to paycheck to already making six figures. The only caveat there is USD with the CBDC. For USA, it's Flow. Flow is going to walk you through the process step by step to make that 300,000 in the parallel economy. And there's the caveats with that as well. So what's next? You need to tell us how much of that 300,000 do you want to make, and in which currency do you want to make it? My name is Jerome Bell. It's been great chatting, and I will see you in the flow.